Rock stars are often seen as larger-than-life figures. They create amazing music, break the rules, and live wild lives that most people can only dream of. But sometimes that same fame and freedom turn them into villains. Some rock stars started as fan favorites, only to let their egos, bad behavior, or personal choices ruin their image. Maybe it was a violent outburst, a disturbing secret, or a major scandal. Whatever it was, it changed the way people saw them forever. From Axl Rose causing riots to Anthony Kiedis revealing shocking stories in his own book, and from Gene Simmons' greed to Marilyn Manson's serious accusations, these once adored musicians lost the trust of their fans. Some tried to fix their mistakes, others didn't care. But it all leads to one big question: can we still love the music, even if we don't love the person behind it? In the late 80s and early 90s, Axl Rose was one of the biggest rock stars in the world. As the lead singer of Guns N' Roses, he had the voice, the attitude, and the stage presence that made fans go wild. Songs like Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle made him a legend. But behind the scenes, Axl was gaining a reputation for something else, being completely out of control. One of his worst moments happened in 1991 at a concert in St. Louis. After showing up 2 hours late, he spotted a fan taking photos, jumped off the stage, and attacked him. Then, instead of finishing the show, he said, "Thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home."
Well, thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home.
Dropped the mic and left. The crowd rioted, causing over $200,000 in damage and leaving 65 people injured. Axl was also known for his feuds. He once punched David Bowie, got into a public war of words with Kurt Cobain, and even attacked a man with a microphone stand. His hot temper and bad decisions made him one of rock's most controversial figures. He still tours today, but for many fans, his wild past is impossible to forget. Anthony Kiedis is the energetic frontman of Red Hot Chili Peppers, a band that brought funk and rock together in a way no one had seen before. With hits like Under the Bridge and Californication, Kiedis became one of the biggest rock stars of the 90s and 2000s. But behind the music, his personal life was full of controversy and dark moments. One of his most petty feuds was with Mike Patton of Faith No More. Kiedis believed Patton was copying his style and did everything he could to sabotage him. He even got Patton's band kicked off major festivals. Patton fired back by mocking RHCP at a Halloween show, but Kiedis got the last laugh. He blocked Patton's band from getting radio play and delayed their album release. That might sound bad, but the real controversy comes from Kiedis' own book. In his autobiography, Scar Tissue, he admitted to sleeping with a 14-year-old girl while on tour, only realizing her age after the fact. Instead of stopping, he continued the relationship. Stories like this, along with other disturbing incidents involving his bandmates, have made people question how much of his success should be celebrated. Today, Kiedis is still a rock icon, but his past is something many fans can't ignore. Gene Simmons is the face of Kiss, one of the most famous rock bands in history. With their wild makeup, crazy live shows, and hit songs like Rock and Roll All Night, Kiss became a worldwide sensation. But while the band was known for fun, over-the-top performances, Simmons became known for something else: his arrogance and greed. At first, fans loved his confidence. He played the role of the ultimate rock star, bragging about money, women, and success. But over time, it became clear that Simmons wasn't just playing a character. He really believed he was better than everyone else. He once said, "If you're poor, it's your fault," and even told musicians struggling with depression to kill themselves. His business decisions didn't help his image either. He tried to trademark the devil horns hand gesture, something that rock fans saw as pure greed. Even fellow rockers called him out for trying to own something that belonged to the entire music community. Over the years, Simmons has lost a lot of respect from both fans and other musicians. While Kiss is still one of the biggest bands ever, many people now see Simmons as a symbol of rock star ego at its worst. Back in the 70s, Ted Nugent was known for his high-energy guitar playing and wild performances. With songs like Cat Scratch Fever and Stranglehold, he became a rock legend. Fans loved his raw talent, and he had the kind of attitude that made him stand out. But over time, Nugent became more famous for his extreme political views than for his music. Nugent is one of the loudest voices in the gun rights movement, often making aggressive statements about violence and government conspiracies. He once said that if Barack Obama was re-elected, he would either be dead or in jail within a year. He also called Hillary Clinton a worthless bitch and has made racist remarks in public. His past is also disturbing. In the 70s, he got into relationships with underage girls, and even admitted to adopting a teenage girl just so he could be with her. While other rock stars have had scandals, Nugent's past and present behavior have made him one of the most controversial figures in music history. Today, he's still vocal about his beliefs, but for many fans, he's gone from rock hero to an extremist figure. Eric Clapton is one of the greatest guitarists of all time. With classic hits like Layla and Tears in Heaven, he helped shape rock and blues music for generations. But in 1976, Clapton made a speech that shocked the world, and it changed the way many people saw him forever. At a concert in Birmingham, England, Clapton went on a racist rant, supporting a far-right politician and making offensive comments about immigrants. He said England should stay white and even told non-white people to get out of the country. Fans were stunned. The speech was so shocking that it helped inspire the Rock Against Racism movement, where other musicians spoke out against his views. Clapton later blamed his words on being drunk and high, but he never fully took them back. In recent years, he's been criticized again for spreading conspiracy theories and making controversial political statements. While his music is still legendary, his reputation has taken a serious hit. For some, Clapton is still a guitar god, but for others, his past comments make it impossible to see him the same way. Marilyn Manson built his career on being shocking. In the late 90s and early 2000s, he was one of the most controversial musicians in the world. His dark, theatrical style, combined with heavy music and disturbing imagery, made him a legend in the industrial rock and metal scene. Parents hated him, but millions of fans loved how he challenged authority. But over time, Manson's real-life behavior became even more disturbing than his stage persona. In 2021, multiple women, including actress Evan Rachel Wood, came forward with serious abuse allegations against him. They accused Manson of physical, emotional, and psychological abuse, with some saying he even kept them locked in rooms and controlled every part of their lives. The stories were horrifying. Manson denied everything, but the damage to his career was massive. His record label dropped him, TV shows removed his appearances, and many former fans turned their backs on him. He later sued Evan Rachel Wood for defamation, but the accusations forever changed his reputation. For years, people thought Marilyn Manson was just playing a character. Now, many believe he wasn't acting at all. Rock stars have always been larger than life. They break the rules, push boundaries, and live in ways most people can't. But sometimes the things that make them exciting are also what lead to their downfall. Axl Rose, Anthony Kiedis, Gene Simmons, Ted Nugent, Eric Clapton, and Marilyn Manson all started as music legends. They had talent, success, and millions of fans. But through bad behavior, extreme beliefs, or disturbing actions, they lost the trust of the people who once admired them. So the big question remains, can we separate the art from the artist? Can you still enjoy Sweet Child of Mine or Tears in Heaven without thinking about the people behind them? Maybe some rock stars can be forgiven, and maybe some can't. But one thing is certain, fame doesn't make someone a hero.